Gobekli Tepe, a name that echoes through the corridors of history, a site that has been dubbed the world's first temple. But this ancient archaeological wonder is more than just a collection of stones. It's a place that challenges our understanding of civilization itself. Located in the Southeastern Anatolia region of Turkey, Gobekli Tepe is a Neolithic archaeological site that has captured the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts worldwide. However, recent developments have raised disturbing questions about the fate of this monumental site. Before we delve into these unsettling updates, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer magnificence of Gobekli Tepe and what it represents in the annals of human history. Picture a time over 11,000 years ago, long before the advent of writing, cities, or agriculture as we know it. This was the era when Gobekli Tepe was constructed, a time when humanity was just beginning to make the transition from a nomadic lifestyle to settled communities. The site, perched on a limestone plateau overlooking the Harran Plain, is a sprawling complex that covers approximately 22 acres, making it one of the largest and most significant archaeological sites in the world. Gobekli Tepe's significance lies not only in its age, but also in its complexity. The site features massive stone pillars, some weighing as much as 22,000 pounds, arranged in large circular and rectangular enclosures. These pillars, many of which are decorated with intricate carvings of animals and abstract symbols, are the earliest known examples of monumental architecture. They stand as silent witnesses to a time when our ancestors were beginning to form the first permanent settlements, a time when they were possibly developing the first organized religions. The discovery of Gobekli Tepe in 1995 by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt upended conventional theories about the origins of civilization. Before Gobekli Tepe, it was widely believed that agriculture led to the formation of complex societies and monumental architecture. But Gobekli Tepe, with no evidence of agriculture or permanent settlement at the time of its construction, suggested that the development of religion or communal activities might have come first, catalyzing the eventual domestication of plants and animals. The site is composed of multiple layers, with the earliest dating back to around 9600 BCE, during the pre-pottery Neolithic A period. These layers reveal a gradual evolution in the construction techniques and architectural styles used by the site's builders. The earliest enclosures are circular, featuring large T-shaped pillars arranged in concentric circles. These pillars are not just structural elements, they are works of art, adorned with reliefs depicting a variety of animals, including lions, foxes, and snakes, as well as abstract symbols whose meanings remain a mystery. As the centuries passed, the builders of Gobekli Tepe began to construct rectangular enclosures, perhaps as a way to make more efficient use of space. These later structures, which date to the pre-pottery Neolithic B period, also feature T-shaped pillars, but they are smaller and less elaborately decorated than those in the earlier enclosures. This shift in architectural styles suggests that the site was continuously modified and repurposed for several millennia. One of the most intriguing aspects of Gobekli Tepe is the lack of definitive evidence regarding its purpose. Klaus Schmidt initially described the site as a sanctuary used by nomadic hunter-gatherers from a wide area, with few or no permanent inhabitants. He believed that the large enclosures were built as communal gathering places for rituals or religious ceremonies. However, recent findings have challenged this interpretation, suggesting that Gobekli Tepe may have been a settlement complete with domestic structures, water supply installations, and tools associated with daily life. The presence of grinding stones, mortars, and pestles at the site indicates that the inhabitants processed cereal, though it remains unclear whether the grains were wild or cultivated. This discovery adds a new layer of complexity to the ongoing debate about the relationship between the rise of agriculture and the development of permanent settlements. Was Gobekli Tepe a place where people gathered to worship, or was it a thriving community that played a pivotal role in the Neolithic Revolution? The truth may lie somewhere in between, but the mystery only deepens as more of the site is uncovered. And that's where the recent updates come in. Updates that have left archaeologists and history buffs alike both intrigued and deeply concerned. Despite nearly 3 decades of excavation, less than 5% of Gobekli Tepe has been unearthed. This means that the vast majority of the site remains hidden beneath the earth, its secrets still locked away. What's more, the pace of excavation has slowed dramatically in recent years, raising questions about the future of this remarkable site. One of the most troubling developments is the construction of protective roofs, walkways, and other infrastructure aimed at preserving Gobekli Tepe for future generations. While these measures are ostensibly designed to protect the site from the elements, they may be doing more harm than good. The support beams for the protective roofs, for example, are driven directly into the ground, potentially damaging undiscovered parts of the site. Additionally, the walkways cover areas that have not yet been excavated, meaning that we could be walking over priceless artifacts and structures without even realizing it. The situation is further complicated by the fact that Gobekli Tepe is now managed by the Dogas Group, a Turkish conglomerate that entered into a 20-year partnership with the Turkish Ministry of Culture and Tourism in 2016. This partnership was announced at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, raising concerns about the involvement of global organizations in the management of one of the world's most significant archaeological sites. The Dogas Group has made substantial investments in the site's infrastructure, including a $15 million donation to support ongoing excavations. However, the focus seems to have shifted from uncovering the site's secrets to promoting it as a tourist destination. Roads, viewing platforms, and other facilities have been built, sometimes at the expense of the archaeological site itself. For example, the placement of viewing platforms have obstructed views of key areas, and the construction of roads has led to the destruction of ancient structures. Even more alarming is the decision to leave most of Gobekli Tepe buried for future generations. This approach, which has been described as a deliberate choice to withhold knowledge, has sparked outrage among archaeologists and historians. Klaus Schmidt's widow, an archaeologist herself, has been vocal in her criticism of the current management practices at the site. She has described the use of heavy machinery, the construction of asphalt roads, and the installation of concrete sidewalks as acts of destruction rather than preservation. These concerns are not without merit. The methods used in the construction of infrastructure at Gobekli Tepe are more suited to modern urban development than to the delicate work of archaeology. The heavy machinery and concrete used in these projects have the potential to cause irreversible damage to the site, destroying valuable archaeological evidence that could help us better understand the origins of civilization. It's not just the physical damage that's concerning. The decision to slow down the excavation and leave much of the site buried raises questions about what we might be missing. Gobekli Tepe is unique in that it predates other known monumental sites by several thousand years. It has the potential to reveal new insights into the development of human society, religion, and architecture. Yet, with only 5% of the site excavated, we are left with more questions than answers. For example, what might we find in the remaining 95% of the site? More enclosures? Additional carved pillars? Perhaps there is even evidence that could shed light on the social and religious practices of the people who built Gobekli Tepe. The possibilities are endless, but as long as the site remains largely unexplored, these possibilities remain unrealized. One of the most fascinating aspects of Gobekli Tepe is the iconography found on the pillars. The carvings depict a variety of animals, including foxes, snakes, and birds, as well as abstract symbols whose meanings are still debated by scholars. Some of the pillars even feature human-like figures, complete with arms, hands, and loincloths, leading some researchers to speculate that these pillars represent stylized humans or deities. The central pillars in each enclosure are particularly noteworthy. These pillars, which stand facing each other, are thought to have held special significance in the rituals or ceremonies that took place at Gobekli Tepe. They are often more elaborately decorated than the other pillars, and their placement suggests that they are the focal points of the enclosures. What role did these pillars play in the lives of the people who built them? Were they symbols of power, representations of gods, or perhaps markers of astronomical events? We may never know, but the fact that these pillars exist at all is a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of our ancient ancestors. The architecture of Gobekli Tepe is also a subject of intense study. The circular enclosures, with their massive stone pillars, are unlike anything else from the Neolithic period. The builders of Gobekli Tepe used simple tools made of flint to carve the pillars from the limestone bedrock. Yet the precision and skill with which they did so are astounding. Some of the pillars are over 20 feet tall and weigh as much as 22,000 pounds, making them the largest known megaliths from this period. Transporting and erecting these massive stones would have required a significant amount of labor, leading some researchers to suggest that Gobekli Tepe was built by a large organized workforce. However, recent studies have challenged this idea, suggesting that a smaller group of people, perhaps even a single extended family, could have built the site using simple techniques and a lot of determination. But why was Gobekli Tepe built in the first place? This is perhaps the biggest mystery of all. The site's location, high on a limestone plateau, offers stunning views of the surrounding landscape. But it's not an obvious place to build a large settlement. There's no evidence of agriculture or permanent dwellings from the time when Gobekli Tepe was constructed, leading some to speculate that it was a ceremonial center rather than a place where people lived year-round. The carvings on the pillars suggest that the site had religious or spiritual significance, but without written records, we can only guess at what these carvings meant to the people who created them. Were they representations of the animals they hunted, symbols of their belief about the afterlife, or perhaps even markers of astronomical events? The lack of definitive answers only adds to the allure of Gobekli Tepe, making it one of the most intriguing archaeological sites in the world. As we look to the future, the fate of Gobekli Tepe hangs in the balance. Will we continue to uncover its secrets, or will they remain buried beneath the earth, lost to time? The recent updates are disturbing, but they also serve as a reminder of the importance of preserving and studying our shared human heritage. Gobekli Tepe is not just a collection of stones, it's a window into the distant past, a glimpse of a time when humanity was just beginning to find its way in the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And don't forget to leave a comment below with your thoughts. What do you think Gobekli Tepe was used for? Let's keep the conversation going, and together we can continue to explore the mysteries of our past.